What's up? My name is Tien. I'm with Madeindifference Entertainment, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about SoundExchange and how you can collect your money from SoundExchange. Your first question, of course, is probably, what is SoundExchange? Now, SoundExchange is basically the organization that helps you collect your money from non-interactive digital streaming. This is something like Pandora, Sirius XM, college radio, anything where you can't pick the next song. So basically radio, but digitally on the app. So all these apps where you can just, sign up for digital radio. This is what pays you for that playing. So it's separate from PRO, separate from your distribution income, and separate from what we'll talk about next, MLC. So unlike PRO, SoundExchange pays you for the master of your song. And this is geared more toward performers, not just composers. So PRO pays composers, which is writers, producers who compose the beat. SoundExchange pays the performers. So it does 45% for featured artists, it does 50% for the rights owners, and then it reserves 5% for non-featured artists, which is like background vocals, instrumentalists, and stuff like that. So if you're releasing your own music and you own the music, then you can be collecting 95% of what you're owed, which is all of what you're owed for that stream. Now, if you're just a featured artist on a song and someone else is releasing the music, or you're a producer, you're technically a featured artist. If you don't own the rights to the song, you don't own the master. So you would sign up for SoundExchange and you would register your portion of that ownership of the song. Now, if you're the master owner of the song, you also need to go in and register that song to be the rights owner of the song. Now, if you're the master owner of the song, then you need to make sure you go in and sign up for your featured artist income and as a rights owner to register that song properly. SoundExchange can definitely be a little bit confusing. There's a lot going on. So if you may have also heard about points. They also on SoundExchange do something called a letter of direction. This letter of direction is what you would fill out and give to someone like an engineer or a producer who you're giving points to on the song. If you've heard about producers getting points on a song, they got 5 points on this record, 4 points on this record. They're filling out a letter of direction to get some of that income from the master owner of the song. So if I'm an artist and I own the master, I would give that and I want the producer to have 10%. I fill out a letter of direction and I give it to them. Same for an engineer, because unlike PRO, it doesn't automatically link to your account. So you have to make sure you pay the people that are to be paid. And this is why we do split sheets. This is why we definitely make sure we agree on what the ownership of the song is. Because when you're actually collecting all your money from your streams, these things need to be hammered out. They need to be understood by all parties so that the things can be registered properly, because you don't want to have disputes, and that holds up the whole release process. But again, this is another thing on top of your streaming income, on top of your publishing income, on top of your mechanical royalties. So you definitely want to make sure you collect all this money. So this is a little bit about SoundExchange, what it is, why you need to be collecting that money. I hope this helps you understand a little bit better. Thank you for watching.